is an uncomfortable truth when it gets to getting into the wholesaling real estate business. When you start getting into wholesaling real estate and making some money, or heck, if you haven't made your first dollar yet, you need to really come to grips on some uncomfortable truths and some things that you probably don't want to hear, but you need to hear. If you are dead serious right now about making 100K your first year, heck, $1 million plus your first year, you're going to have to understand these fundamental things. So many people want to make $1 million wholesaling houses, but they're not willing to do what it takes to make $1 million wholesaling houses. And the first thing we have to do is work with our brains, work with what's up here first, because once we understand what's up there, we can start doing a lot better. Because a lot of wholesalers, they want to know the secret, like, why am I not becoming successful, right? Like, what is stopping me from getting rich? What is stopping me from getting this first deal or the second deal, or, getting some momentum, or heck, even making 100K this year, right? Like, everybody wants to know that secret cure, that secret thing. And the number one thing is just fixing your brain and your mind. And that's honestly, like, when I talk to wholesalers and we do these one-on-ones and when we answer questions, the number one thing is just making their mind better, right? And I think I need to really have a sit down talk with you today on exactly what it takes to become success, because I truly believe everybody wants to get rich, right? Everybody wants all the cool stuff that comes with it, but most people aren't willing to do the sacrifice that it takes. And really, people never understand this concept, but wholesaling real estate, what is given is always taken away. And what I mean by that is, whatever you give to wholesaling, it usually spits it back out at you. And so if you sacrifice a lot, wholesaling real estate will give you a lot. If you sacrifice a little, it's going to give you a little. And I'm not telling you to sacrifice, your years of your life for nothing, right? I'm not telling you to stop hanging out with your family, kids, wife, spouse, things like that, right? I'm not telling you to do this stupid stuff, right? But what I am fundamentally telling you to do today is really get up. You really got to get up from your lazy bum lifestyle and your lifestyle of just getting by and just getting through the day, and really start making the change to actually become successful. And what I want to do is kind of do a step-by-step thing of some uncomfortable truths you need to understand that really help me break through my business. And that's going to help you break through in your wholesaling real estate operations. But it's going to be sad for a lot of gurus, because, the average real estate wholesaling guru is going to try to tell you, you need to go buy this course. That's going to keep you successful. But it's not the truth. You have to make changes. And until you decide that you are going to make a change, nothing is going to change at all. So to change, you must make a change. And that change is very important here. And if you do not make the change, you'll not change your life, your business, or anything worthwhile at all in wholesaling real estate. And so the first thing we have to talk about, and the first thing that is kind of sad for most people, right? And the thing that's so sad that nobody understands here is nobody, and I mean nobody, is coming to save you. And that's the first thing I have to tell you. Nobody is going to be your knight in shining armor. Nobody's going to be that person in the cape to go out here and save you and change your life like this, right? I think a lot of wholesalers think that's what's going to happen, right? Some magic guru is going to come out here and change everything for me, right? That's going to, I need to get novations, right? That's the thing that I have to do, right? That's the thing going to save me. That's the real reason why I'm not successful, guys. It's just I'm doing the wrong method. I'm in the wrong lake for fishing, right? I'm in the wrong pond, right? This is a common misconception people believe, right? And this is just human nature. That's what gurus really love going after, right? That they love thinking that, there's actually a secret and that's why you're not successful, right? And what I mean by that is, why do you think, let's not talk about wholesaling. Let's talk about just real estate specific. Let's just talk about the world, right? Ever since you were in the 1500s, the 1700s, right? There's always been the magic pill for beauty, right? Or weight loss, or like something desirable, right? And people go off of people's insecurities all the time, right? And they try to profit from this. It's just entrepreneurship throughout thousands of millennia on human beings, right? Everyone wants to be beautiful, right? And what we used to do is we used to sell these magic snake oil things, right? Injuries, beauty, and things like this. We're like, you drink this mulberry juice extract that I got from an ancient shaman, and you will be as beautiful as 1,000 queens, or, they always used to do that, right? And the only thing stopping you from becoming the most beautiful person ever is just this little oil from the fresh coconut of Fiji that's going to make you de-ageify 50,000 years, right? And they're like, everyone's at 70, 80, 90 years old. Of course, they want to look like they're 20 and feel like they're 20, right? That's, of course, when you get older, you want to be younger. Like, we get it, right? Everyone tries to stop aging. And there's always, ever since that, there's always been someone saying there's this secret cure that no one's done. You just got to do this and you'll be 20 years old again, right? And they feed off of that, like, oh, this is what you really want? Well, you just got to give me money and that's going to be the solution. And the special mulberry oil cream doesn't make you look like you're 20. You still look like you're 84, right? But everybody thinks there's this magic thing and this magic solutions that's going to save everything. And there's just some things in life that you can't do shortcuts around, right? Oh, I want a six pack. Well, just go drink the special juice and you'll get a six pack instantly, right? It don't work like that. Like, just people really want the magic cure, the magic pill. And to this day, it happens all the time. And when we look at wholesaling real estate, we look at you trying to get rich and making money and get all these nice fancy things that you want. Nobody is going to go out here and save you. Nobody is going to go out here and give you this magic cure, this pill, that is complete change. You are going to have to be your own hero. And if you decide you don't want to be your own hero and you don't want to save yourself, then you will die. And I'm not saying that in a literal sense, but like, your dreams will die. And that's a pretty scary dang thing, that your dreams will die. You will not get rich. You'll stay your broke self. And some people, that's okay. They're okay with that. But for most people watching this, they want something better in their lives. They want something more special. And this is why you're watching this. You're not watching this to hear me talk because I'm so handsome and cool. You're doing this because I have the ability to change your life if you can just do the hard work. And I'm just trying to have a quick convo with you on this, maybe a hard one. But I hate gurus. Everyone knows this. But like, your mentor, your coach, right? Whoever is teaching you wholesaling, heck, even me, right? If you're going through my free wholesaling course, freewholesaling.com, I'm your boxing coach. I'm outside the ring telling you what to do, but I'm not the guy boxing in the ring. Like, I'm not the one with my hands up, like, going nuts, right? I can root for you. I can give you advice in between rounds, but I'm not going to be in the fight with you. And a lot of wholesalers believe, buying this course, it's going to change everything, right? They're going to do everything for me. No. I could help you in the corner, but I ain't the one with the gloves on. And that's a very scary concept for a lot of people. It's like, wait, you're not going to do all the work for me? No, I am not going to be the one doing the punching for you. I'm not going to be the person cutting the weight for you. I'm not going to be doing any of this stuff. You, as the wholesaler, have to do all this stuff. And I truly believe everyone thinks there's this magic thing that's like, oh, you're going to do everything for me. And wholesaling don't work like that. You have to do it. Wholesaling is a combat sport. Not a contact sport, it's a combat sport. And a combat sport, the reason why combat sports are so cool is there's no teams. There's none of this stuff, right? The only thing, and I swear to you, okay? I swear, the only thing when it comes to combat sports, it's you versus the opponent. That is what combat sports are all about. You versus the opponent. And I don't care about anything else outside. It's you versus the opponent. And what that means is, it doesn't matter how tired you are the last night. It doesn't matter how much your knee hurts. It doesn't matter how hungry you are. When you put those gloves on and the ding ding goes on, it's you versus the other person. And they both want to and that other person wants to kill you. And you need to go punch that guy, and they both want to punch you. And there's no one there to protect you. You can't hide behind someone. And if you win, you get all the glory. The coaches get, good job from him, but like, he don't get the glory. You get the glory. The problem is, if you get punched in the face, everyone sees it. Everyone sees you getting knocked down. Everyone sees, like, if you give up because you just got smacked in the face. And there's no hiding there, right? And that's the thing about success in wholesaling real estate is you can't fake your way to a win in boxing, right? You can't fake your way for that, right? Either you're better and you've put in the hours, you've put in the dedication, and you've actually put the hard work in your training and in your skills, or you were partying the night before and you didn't really put in your all effort. And you know for a fact the other guy put his all effort in. You will lose. And that's why I love combat sports. And I did combat sports in high school, right? Little jiu-jitsu, mostly wrestling, right? Boxing training, never did a actual like boxing match. But like, I could tell you from my experience with combat sports, it's you versus the opponent. And most of the time, it's kind of like basketball. Kobe Bryant said this best, especially with wholesaling and combat sports, where I think it's a great metaphor, is you don't win the boxing match, right? You never win by beating the other guy in the ring. And what I mean by that is you win in the practice. That's when you really win, right? You win in the preparation, the tens of thousands of hours you put in leading up to that moment is what really is going to dictate if you won or not, right? Kobe Bryant, there's this one fadeaway shot he always used to make. He destroyed the Heat on. And this certain fadeaway shot, he's practiced 20,000 times. It seems like he just randomly did it, but like this is something he's practiced this fadeaway side 3-point win jump shot hours a day for like 20 years straight. So it's not a coincidence or luck he got out here and actually made that shot. It wasn't him in that moment. It was the tens and hundreds of thousands of type of shots he's done. So when that moment came, automatically made it, right? And it's always a you versus the opponent. And the shocking part about this is in wholesaling real estate, you don't have another guy boxing you. It's your opponent is yourself. It's the guy or gal in the mirror. It's not your competition. It's you. And here's you're competing against yourself. And that's really what I found from wholesalers who actually become successful, that actually get rich, that actually make changes in their life. You're going against yourself. And the question is every single day, did you beat yourself or did you lose to yourself? Because human beings and the human brain is a weird thing. Most human beings are trained with our, I forget the term. I've read it a lot. Human beings they're cut in like in a pattern mindset, a mindset of comfort. And this is not a bad thing. I mean, the mindset of comfort, even since we were a caveman, was like this, right? To be comfortable. And so if we have a saber-toothed tiger in front of us, we get scared and we want to run away because, that thing could kill me. And when I'm eating a warm, nice steak of a buffalo, I got when I was a caveman, it tasted good and that was comfortable and nice. And my brain's like, do more of that, right? And that has led to human beings, evolving in culture and science and modern luxuries, like chairs and air conditioning, right? Because human beings always seek comfort, right? And so, AC in Florida, this weird human being thinking works really well. But the problem is it's a double-edged sword because it sparks innovation in society, but it could also keep you complacent. And what I mean by this is sitting on the couch right now, watching Netflix, right? That's way more comfortable right now than getting on those phones and cold calling. Way more cozy to watch your Netflix and your mind-numbing TV show. But being broke, you're going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to feel terrible. And it's kind of like weird because like you're choosing comfort now, but you're going to be uncomfortable for the rest of the time when you're not in your comfort Netflix mode, right? It's kind of funny because I see so many people party hard in college and enjoy themselves. And when they're out of it, they're suffering at a job they hate, right? And they got kids and all their free time's gone when if you just grinded during those college years, you don't have to deal with that BS for 50, 60 years. But the truth is most people will choose the fun times in college. And I've always refused the notion that college is the best year of your life. And I see so many people that college, I know 27, 28, 29, or 30-year-olds where they're 6, 7 years out of college. And those 4 years of college were the best years of their life. And they're always going to be the best years of their life. And they're never going to have any better years. Could you imagine that you're 24 years old like me right now? And the best years you're ever going to live are behind you. That's so sad. That legitimately gives me nightmares knowing that what if the best, most enjoyable years of my life are already behind me. That's scary. That's really scary stuff, guys. And if that doesn't make your skin crawl, if that doesn't make you really uncomfortable, you got to get off this stream right now because we're at a point now where the best years of your life are going to still, even if you're 75, you want to get into wholesaling and get rich, the best years of your life are still ahead of you, right? Because it is what you make it. And so you have to really understand this concept that the best years of your life are ahead of you if you decide to change now, not tomorrow, not yesterday, not in a week, not in a month, not when, the holidays are over, but now, legitimately now. And so you have to understand that the opponent is yourself, not your competition. And specifically, not you, right? You're probably a good guy or gal watching this, right? You're probably a really good person. I'm not saying that bad, but the one thing I could tell you is the you that you are right now is fine, but the person you have to beat is the can't say this word on YouTube, but the sissy you, the baby you, the weak version of yourself, the little baby you. And what I mean by that is there are two versions of you, and I have this version deep down inside of myself, and I have learned uh, since basically I was 17 years old to squash this person deep, deep, deep down in my brain that they can't come out. They're kind of locked in a cell. But that little person that's weak, they crawl out sometimes, right? I mean, sometimes when I wake up in the morning and I'm tired, that person tells me, "Oh, hey, you're tired today, Zach. You should you should just rest. You've earned it, right? You don't need to get up, right? Oh yeah, you're sore. You don't need to work out. You don't really need to like really do that thing today, right? Just relax, man. It's okay." And you can't let that person give in. That little baby you, that little you that seeks the comfort all the time. And that, the person that seeks comfort all the time when I'm chilling on vacation, whatever, sure, like let that person out, relax. But a lot of you guys get really, really stuck in this mindset of just what's comfortable in the moment and never look at the future and what all these things can lead to in my future, right? It's always about the now. And I get the now, but if you just do that, you're going to perpetually stay broke, and you're never going to get out of the cycle of job, 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 and you're just going to get nowhere. And so you have to be the weak version of yourself, because everyone's got that version of them that's super weak, super tired, that don't want to go out here and grind it out, right? They don't want to do the crazy work, the fun stuff, right? They want to stay out here and be a little baby. You have to defeat that version, because that version of you doesn't want you to work hard. They want you to get rich, but they don't want you to work hard to get rich, right? And that is a contradictive state. You cannot work hard and not get rich. You can't. Actually, heck, you can work hard and then be poor. That happens all the time, right? You can be a dishwasher working 50 hours a week. That's hard work at minimum wage, still being broke. Plenty of people work hard and stay broke. I'd rather you just transfer that into something that'll make you more money. And so like spending 50 hours a week as a dishwasher is not easy stuff. It hurts your back. Like I used to be a dishwasher at the soup kitchen as like a volunteer. Woo, stuff ain't fun. I'll tell you that. It's painful, but like someone's got to do it, right? And that stuff will hurt your back. It's tiring. You're thirsty all the time. The dishes are super hot coming out the washing thing. Like it's not enjoyable. And it's really hard work, I'll tell you. I mean, I used to do like 2 or 3 hours of that, right? That's not fun, FYI. And thinking about that is way easier than trying for dollars, negotiating with sellers and talking to them, right? But the funny thing here is people rather stay in that thing because it's just little, you got to you're uncomfortable here, but then when you're out of it, you just chill out, right? Do nothing all day. When if you just go out here and keep that pace up of being in pain and suffering, and you just keep doing that eventually, and you just pour that into wholesaling, that type of effort, you can easily get rich. People aren't willing to do it. You have to learn to go all in. So you have to ask yourself this question: who's going to win? The baby you, the little baby you, the weak-minded person, or is the version of you going to win that actually is going to work hard, actually is going to become successful, actually wants to go out here and do what they need to do every single day? You have to ask yourself this question today and right now. What version of myself is going to win out and become a great wholesaler? What version of myself is going to go out here and do what I need to do every single day? This is a question you have to ask yourself. That is the first uncomfortable truth, and probably one I see a lot of wholesalers get very, very weirded out by. They don't like hearing about it, but I'm telling you, if you can get over this little painful thing, I promise you, you can get rich. You can do very, very well. If you're not, it's over. You won't be able to do it, right? And the next thing I want to talk about here is if you can't commit to yourself about 5 hours a week at minimum, you'll never become successful wholesaling. I hate to tell you this. If you can't commit to at least 5 hours of learning wholesaling, doing it, practicing, talking to the motivated sellers, you're never going to become a successful wholesaler. This is an evident truth that if you do not do this, it's never going to happen for you. You're never going to get rich. You're never going to get successful with this. If you cannot put 5 hours a week in this, you're not going to do it, right? If you're not willing to put in the time or put the money in, you can't do it, right? You can put in the money if you don't have too much time, but if you don't have the time to really dedicate to really know where to put in the money, like the right way, you're screwed. And so you have to ask yourself this question today. It's just like, okay, how much time am I willing to put in this business? Like learning wholesaling, doing it, becoming successful, like all these things. What are you willing to do? And I'll tell you, if you cannot commit 5 hours a week, you cannot commit to becoming successful. If you cannot commit to going out here and doing what you need to do every single dang day, you won't get rich wholesaling. And so you have to commit. You have to do the change. You have to become successful. You have to. Okay? If not, you're going to be broke. You're not on here watching this because you're broke. You're doing this because you want to change. And the only way you make a change is by making a change yourself. To change, you must change. Now, want to change? Gonna stay broke. I'm telling you, you have to do this. I'm telling you, you have to. And so if you can't face it, right? If I'll say this so many times, I think I have fat fingers today, writing that. But if you can't face your fears of the phones and really have a legitimately like heart-to-heart talk with yourself, right? If you can't face your fears of the phones, you will be broke. If you can't face your fear of actually talking to a seller, oh, it's a little uncomfortable today having a conversation with the seller, right? And, I see a lot of beginner wholesalers like this, saying hello, giving an offer, building rapport. If any of those things scare the snot out of you, like having a legitimate conversation with a motivated seller that is off market, no FISBO, no MLS, if that scares you right now, we need to have a real conversation. Like, why? Why is having a conversation with another human being scary to you? Is it because they're going to say something to offend you? Are they going to call you a poopy head? Like, we got to have a real conversation. You're like, well, why? Why do we have such a fear of having a conversation with this person? Why do we have such a fear of talking to this type of person, right? If you can't face your fear of the phones, you will be broke. If you can't face your fear of talking to sellers, if you can't face your fear of just having a conversation, cold calling, following up, right? I'd say, heck, it's crazy. People need these softwares to follow up because they're just so scared to, right? Everyone wants everything automated. They want AI to do all the work. You just have to have that conversation. Heck, I'm having a conversation with you. If you're at least 18 years old, right? You've had 18 years of just conversations with people. Well, why is the next one so scary, right? And heck, I know with my generation, there's a lot of really cool entrepreneurs. There's really cool, motivated individuals in our generation, probably you watching this, but there's also in my generation, my age, there's a lot of people that are scared little babies, that they don't want to have any social interaction, right? If you're my age, you probably know some of these people, right? You're on TikTok all day, you're texting, when it comes to kind of talk to people in person, you're social anxiety and awkward because let me go back to texting you. So many people are like this. And the only way, you just have to face the fear and get over it, get comfortable, you're good to go. And this goes back to my generation of just mentally being weak and just doing what makes me feel comfortable. Oh, having a conversation is not uncomfortable with it, right? It's insane to me. Are you more comfortable being broke, or you're more uncomfortable just having a conversation with another person? If you always feel comfortable in wholesaling, you will be broke. Every time I've grown, I was uncomfortable. And everything pretty much I've done in wholesaling. Starting virtual wholesaling, uncomfortable. Cold calling, uncomfortable. First talk with a motivated seller, uncomfortable. Putting bandit signs out, uncomfortable. Every single new thing I did, I was uncomfortable. Heck, even when I started SMS text blasting back in the day, 2018, back in the day, right? That was 6 years ago. Whoa. That was 6 years ago, 2018. Wow. Holy moly. Okay. That's weird to say. All right. But whenever I got uncomfortable, I always made more money. And this is one thing I've always heard. And be uncomfortable, you got to grow. But like looking back, every single point where I got uncomfortable, heck, my first virtual deal, all these things, is because I wasn't used to it. There's a lot of, not anxiety, but just like what ifs could happen. But at the other end of it, I got comfortable with it and it was fine. And now comfort for me is making millions of dollars wholesaling houses. Like, that's cool. And so if you want to become rich, you have to become uncomfortable. Do things that scare you. I challenge anyone. We have a StreamYard link here. You can talk to me one-on-one. Have a conversation with me today. And I want to get to the point. Face your fears and talk to me. I'm not a scary guy. I ain't gonna scream at you. I might scream at you actually. If you try to sell a guru course, I might scream at you. But like, legitimately, I want the best for you. But a lot of you guys need kind of a slap in the face. A lot of you guys don't have a figure in your life telling you to stop being a little baby about your life, actually make a dang change. Because everyone in your life right now around you, possibly I am the only person in your vicinity life that's telling you stop being a little baby and actually go reach your dreams, because everyone has already quit on the dreams, given up on the dreams. You know what a salary is? A salary is a designated amount of money for you to give up on your dreams for. It's a contract. I will give you this money. You don't do your dream. That's what a salary is. It is literally a matrix, right? They give you nutrition in the matrix just to fend you off, to keep you in the hive mind type thing, and to keep you there. If you feel comfortable, you'll always be broke. And just have this understanding in your mind. But history does not remember weak men. Think about that very carefully. History does not remember or look at weak men well. And so the men and women that have always made the greatest changes in society, the world, ever since they started writing about people, they were never weak, never. They always made changes. They always pushed the boundaries that you need to do to become successful. They always did the things that made you feel a little weird, a little uncomfortable, right? History does not remember weak men. History remembers strong men. And if you want to become a person in your family history, the history of your family, the history of you getting rich, the history of you changing everything right now, you cannot be weak. You must be strong. Being weak is not for the faint of heart, because you will not be remembered. And you have to understand, to make a change, you must change. And hopefully today's the day you decide, hey, I'm not going to be weak anymore. I'm going to be strong. What are you going to be remembered for? Being weak or strong in your family's history? I'm telling you, there's, you got to make, hey, this guy was the guy that started wholesaling, got us rich, started creating that generational wealth, poured the assets in the rentals, the stocks, whatever it is, that, hey, we don't have to struggle anymore as a family because this man decided to make that change. I know my family, I'm one of those people. Do you want to be that type of person in your family? It's up to you. History does not remember weak men. Please remember this very, very importantly. History does not remember weak men. They remember strong men, and you must be strong. If you are not strong, you will not be remembered. This is very important. Now, the next concept here, an uncomfortable truth I don't think enough beginner wholesalers understand, is an offer a day keeps the guru away. Let me repeat myself. An offer a day keeps the guru away. Let me show the gurus are out. I thought the internet went out for a second. All right, we're all good. All right. An offer a day keeps the guru away. And what I mean by an offer a day keeps the guru away is, if you in wholesaling real estate decide to yourself, hey, I'm going to run an operation where I do so much marketing that I can make at least one offer a day to a motivated seller. If you can tell yourself, I can make one offer a day to a motivated seller, you don't have to worry about no stupid wholesaling guru. You don't have to do any of this stuff. You can just make an offer. And if you can make 300 offers a day, you can get rich. And if some person says, hey, I want to sell my property, and you can make a legitimately cash offer on their house, you are going to get wholesaling deal. An offer a day keeps the guru away. Now, the next concept that is uncomfortable to know, that people don't understand, is the art of patience. Wholesaling real estate is a 26.2 mile race, not a 100-meter sprint. And what I mean by that is, wholesaling real estate is a marathon, not a sprint. It is 26.2 miles. And what I mean by, why do I keep saying 26.2? Because 26.2 miles is the official length of a marathon. And the truth is, in wholesaling, just like a marathon, the point of a marathon for most people, and I did this in 2020, I actually ran a marathon, trained for it, did the whole thing. One of the toughest things I've done to this date, right? It's always mental toughness with me, right? That marathon sucked. But the point of a marathon is not to get it in under 2 hours or an hour and a half, right? The point of a marathon is just to do it. I did a marathon, right? That's pretty dang gangster, right? That's pretty cool. I did a marathon, right? The point of the marathon is to do that. And so what that means is, there are people that walk marathons. There's people that sprint marathons. There's people that run the whole thing and don't stop. Right? Everyone's got their own thing. Mine was to run it and never stop, right? Just keep a decent pace, right? That was pretty cool for me. But just finishing it is the thing in itself, because it's a journey. It's grueling. It's not a sprint. And what I mean by that is, a lot of people expect to get the whole marathon done in 5 seconds, in like an hour, and in 30 minutes, right? It ain't gonna happen. It's a tough thing. And the cool thing about just doing the marathon was, for me, my goal is just to do a marathon, right? So I trained so hard for it. That's what I did, right? And the cool part about that was, when I ran that marathon, my objection was to just finish the marathon. Just finish the marathon, right? That was my objective. It wasn't to sprint it. It was just to finish it. Just like wholesaling real estate, the only way I would ever fail in that goal is if I just stopped running. I just quit. If I wasn't quitting and I was going forward, I was getting closer, I was going from 7.1 miles to 7.2 miles to 7.3 miles. I was still going, it might have been slower paced, and then I'll speed up a little, then slow, but like I was just getting to that point. And same thing in wholesaling. It's 26.2 miles. And what I mean by that is you just get closer to that goal every single day. And it doesn't matter if you just got a little bit farther or just barely any farther, you just got closer to that goal. And you only lose when you quit. You never finished a marathon when you're running it, right? It's only when you're done, but you're still in the progress of doing it. And so for everyone here feel like they're quitting and they're not getting it's a marathon, okay? Maybe your marathon's 300 miles. Maybe your marathon's 10 miles, right? Whatever that first deal marathon is, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You cannot get there quick. It is consistency. A marathon is consistently running 26 1 mile races consecutively without stopping. That's what a marathon is, right? You're running 26 1 mile races or 52 half mile races consecutively, right? And what wholesaling real estate is, it's doing 800 days of work sometimes, or 200 days of work, a cold calling every day and just not quitting, right? Maybe that's your marathon, right? Maybe it's 30 days, maybe it's 7 days, right? It's different for everyone getting that first deal. But the point of it is you just don't lose until you quit. So if you just keep going every day, you're not a loser and you're getting close to that goal. Even if you feel like you're not getting, you are getting closer there. Even when you don't feel like that, you are getting closer. And the concept that I always tell everyone about this, especially when it comes to marketing and getting successful, right? You cannot expect to drive in your car from New York City to LA on 1 tank of gas. I know it's a silly analogy. I love this analogy because it's probably the most true analogy for wholesaling real estate. But a lot of you guys your expectations are stupid. All right. I had to be honest. Some of y'all, your expectations are dumb. You expect to drive in your Toyota Corolla. Okay. You expect to drive from New York City to LA, New York to California, like 3,000 miles with 1 tank of gas, right? No, you're not, your car gets 30 miles to the gallon, hun. And so you have to understand this. It's just like some people expect, hey, I'm going to put 1 gallon. You literally ask me, how do I put 1 gallon of gas in my car and then get from New York City to LA? It's like, what? It's crazy. People literally ask me this stuff. I feel like I'm crazy. I'm like, what do you talk? What? You got to tell me how to do it. What? You know, how do I run a mile in 30 seconds? It's like getting an F-16 jet. My guy, geez Louise, man. You know, you guys will ask me this stuff. And like, what do I tell you? You cannot get from LA to New York City in 1 gallon of gas. You have to put in enough gas to schedule it out and go from that distance, right? And what I mean is, like, I've had people call me on these one-on-one calls and be like, Zach, I'm making 4 cold calls a day. Why am I not a millionaire? It's like, homeboy, you're putting 5 minutes of work a day in, and that you're expecting to become a millionaire. Like, it don't work like that. I'd have a net worth of $30 billion if that was the case, right? Wholesaling real estate, at the concept of this business, it will get anyone rich that wants to put in the work. Wholesaling real estate discriminates, but it doesn't discriminate like most businesses, right? If you want to become a realtor, registered trademark, nice little pin suit. And, I love realtors, right? They're the best. I love them as much as I love the New York Jets. But what I can tell you is realtors discriminate. Being a real estate agent is a business where they discriminate. They discriminate based off of your age, your education, what you look like, right? Appearance is everything in that business. And most importantly, if you have a bad past or not, right? If you have a criminal history, they usually won't let you become a realtor. So hey, I want to make money in real estate. You don't have a GED, I ain't going to allow you to do it. How does having a GED affect me if it's a business? Like, nope, you're not educated enough. That's discrimination. Yeah, we're discriminating against you based on your education. If you've had a felony before, if all these things, it's like, even if you've had it, like I've never had a felony, right? Never committed a crime in my life. Thought about it against some gurus once. Just kidding. I've always had thoughts of, what would happen if I decided to just, hack all the gurus' accounts and just, just very small things, hacking their website and changing their $1,000 course to $0 just for funsies. I've always considered, that. I've never acted on that criminal behavior before, but, the thoughts have always come to mind. Just joking, obviously, hit me up. Any good hackers, just kidding. I get enough good free stuff. It's okay. But, some of the greatest people on earth that I personally know, they've had felonies before. And it's not like they've physically assaulted people or something, right? Some people just get in bad situations when they're young. They make big changes. You know, everyone changes. But realtors will discriminate based off of that. They don't discriminate based off your age. They'll discriminate based on your education. They will discriminate based on where you were born. I know a lot of realtors that discriminate on what you look like, which is a terrible thing to do. And it's crazy to me. A lot of realtors will discriminate based off how you look too, and how you present yourself and how you talk and all this crazy stuff. And when it comes to real estate, you look at every single one, it's all about discrimination. It's terrible. I hate it. But the one thing about wholesaling real estate I love is they don't discriminate based off of any of that stuff. And that's stupid stuff. Where you were born, what you look like, how tall you are, what your age is, what your past might have been, as long as you become a better person, right? All these things people discriminate against that are terrible. The only thing wholesaling real estate discriminates on, which I truly believe this is merit. And it's a crazy thing to say, right? But wholesaling real estate only discriminates off the work you've done. And so if you've put not a lot of effort in your cold calling, wholesaling real estate will discriminate and not get you rich. If you put your all into this business and get better, wholesaling real estate will discriminate and say, you've put in your all, I'm going to get you handsomely rich. That's why I love this business. Truly in wholesaling real estate. If you decide you want it and you're willing to put in the effort, you'll do it. Wholesaling real estate used to be a thing with the gurus where there were little trolls under a bridge. If you don't give me 3 gold coins, I can't let you pass. It used to be wholesaling, right? Now I've kind of punched these little tiny goblins, right? They're little short goblins, all of them. Don't mean that literally. Sometimes I mean that literally. I don't know. But you know, I say crazy stuff in my own live stream. Do I say things that are not true? I usually speak facts. But sometimes I try to be funny. Sometimes I don't. I got to stop myself sometimes. But I like talking smack against little troll, tiny short gurus. The shorter the guru, the more of a troll they are. That's what I've personally found. But oh boy. But what I mean by this is these little troll gurus, right? You know, they say, give me my gold and I will show you the riches of wholesaling. When it's like, what are you talking about? I can just walk around your little troll bridge and just go to the village myself. You have to go under the bridge. It's just nuts. You just punch the little gremlin and just go through the bridge. That's what I do. That's what I did. And so basically what I did is I created my own little troll bridge and I just got rid of the troll and just said, come through. It's free. That's how I've taught wholesaling real estate for free to hundreds of thousands of people. And to this day, me and Rick are the only ones. They're the only bridge that doesn't have a nasty little short troll on them. And you can go through whenever you want, right? And the funny part here in wholesaling real estate is if you just decide that you want to get educated for free, which you can on this YouTube channel, and you want to put the hard work, you'll get rich. I've shown a lot of people how to get rich. You know, they want to sell you a $10,000 course, a $15,000 course, a $50,000 course. I've seen crazy ones. The $100,000 courses are coming out. I've seen a lot of $30,000 ones now. These gurus are just getting more ridiculous. It's honestly sad. But what you have to understand is to beat the trolls, you must just work hard. And just the thing about trolls is if you don't believe they exist, they don't exist, right? They feed off of attention. And what I mean by that is if you don't pay the trolls go away. They're like, oh, we can't make money off the bridge. I guess we got to go to no bridge. And you see a lot of wholesaling gurus, trolls, whatever you want to call them. If they can't make enough money in the wholesaling business, they start a Forex business, or they start an Amazon FBA thing, or they start a Turo car rental business, and they try to sell a little mentorship on that, right? Because they're trolls. They're not wholesalers. They're little trolls, right? That's how this business works. They're little trolls. And the only way to defeat the troll is to get rich without the troll. And then you let people know that you can get rich without using a little short, tiny troll. Then you're good to go. Then you're fine by that, right? And so I know I'm going crazy here, but in wholesaling real estate, you're only discriminated based off of the work you do. You only get discriminated in wholesaling real estate by the work you put. That is it. You want to put the hard work in, you will get rich. If you do not want to work hard, you'll stay broke. Easy as pie, this business. Guys, I have a free wholesaling course where I teach you how to learn wholesaling real estate absolutely for free. No trolls allowed on here. No short little tiny trolls. Just freewholesaling.com information. And everything I say, satire, everything I say is for comedic effect. My lawyer makes sure I tell you this. I don't mean anything I say. You know, why would I ever say anything? Why would I ever say any of the things I say? You know, do I know everything about most gurus? Yes, I do. Do I know all the dirt? Do I have stuff in a safe on a USB drive? Just like Drake? Yes, I do. Do I have a lot of incriminating evidence against gurus that will end them? Yes. Why do I not release them? Because it keeps the gurus at bay. What I mean by this is there's about 15, 16, 17 gurus that I all have insane dirt on that I have on a USB, and they know I have on the USB. And if any of these gurus ever attack me, the file on them gets released. And I've released files before. People know this. And there's been very, very specific cases where I've released files on gurus that I have dirt on. And once the dirt comes out there, reputation's done. And so the reason why you don't see gurus make videos on me anymore, they used to, is because they know I got the DMs from their wives. They know I got the truths on the. Can I say? There are 3 gurus I can think of right now that don't use their real name. They use fake names. I'm not going to get in there right now. There's a lot of things that I have. There's a lot of things that I know that I have on a USB in a safe. And if something ever happened to me, I have friends that know how to get into this information and share it to me, right? That's all I can tell you. And what I mean by this is the reason why gurus don't make videos against me anymore is, first of all, they don't want to promote me because I have a free course. And second, most importantly, it will hurt them more than anything. And so the guru zombie apocalypse is in my control. And so what I mean by this is I have a free wholesaling course. It's called freewholesaling.com. Yes, I have a lot of fun trolling people that literally trolling them. That's why I call them trolls. Like trolling gurus that I honestly, it's all fun and games, but legitimately, I'm telling this truthfully. I do have dirt on most gurus. Not all. There's some actually stand-up ones I'll say that's like wholesale real estate legitimately that sell courses I'm not the biggest fan of, but hey, they're legit. I ain't giving anyone any clout here because they sell stupid courses. That's my only beef against them. They're actually legitimately good people. And then there's ones that are complete scum of the earth. It's usually one or the other. It's either they're really good or they're really scummy. Really, if you want to know if you got a scummy guru or not, if they have a program to take out a home equity line of credit on you and your mom's house, and they offer you a 12.5% loan to do their $45,000 program, then you know they're pretty scummy, right? There are some bad ones or some good ones, right? And so just, I do want to let everyone know, I do make nice fun and games. There are some people that do sell wholesaling courses that are legitimate stand-up people that I know I don't talk about, but I do know, or I might not know some of them, but I know of them. And I got no bad info on them, and they're good people, but there are many that are very bad. And just so give everyone that FYI out there. It's not all bad. If you sell a wholesaling course, you're not automatically the worst person on the earth. But there are some really bad ones. And so, the ones that are really bad, I always, karma always catches up. But the reason why is to bring awareness that I have a free real estate wholesaling course. It's called freewholesaling.com, where I teach wholesaling real estate absolutely for free.